Being single doesn't mean you are weak. It means you are strong enough to wait for what you deserve, says one of the amazing quotes. Hola, listeners. Here is Giridhar with you on the podcast Giridhar's Garady. Today, we have a wonderful person on the show, a dancer, dreamer, painter, public speaker, all in all, a true artist. On this note, here's welcoming the guest for today's episode, Paridhi. Hi, Paridhi. Welcome to Giridhar's Garady. How are you doing today?
I'm very well, thank you, and thank you for the wonderful introduction as well, Giridhar.
Great. So, Paridhi, just a quick question before we dive into the concept. How do you feel like being a guest on this podcast?
Honestly, I feel great because I think it's a great platform to share my experiences, and I think people can actually learn from others' experiences pretty well.
Cool. So, Paridhi, tell us, what's your take on being single and independent?
Well, it's a very interesting topic, and being single and independent, it is very personal. So, whatever I'm gonna share, it's based on my experiences and people I've met during my journey. So, I would say being able to enjoy your own company is one of the greatest gifts. So I'm responsible for my own happiness. We can't be happy or content in a relationship if we are not happy with ourselves. So I would say keep working on yourself and keep enjoying your own company. That way, you're being single and independent and you don't have to depend on anyone else.
Amazing. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. What was the perception of people on being single in the past?
I think if people were single, they were often considered as miserable and they were always thought that they would die alone. So that was a concept that I heard in various movies, episodes, and documentaries, and from different books. That's how was the perception that was actually portrayed from the society. So especially when it comes to women, they were not welcomed in the society or they were not even respected. So they had their various hiccups. And in fact, we have got various examples of strong, independent women. So I can only imagine what they had to go through to actually get to where they were.
Yes, yes. Then, how did this perception change over a period of time in the modern era?
In the modern era, I think women are often given equal opportunities in certain areas. I won't say 100% because I understand it's a small percent and people are getting there. They are getting their place in the society. But I would still say that we have a long way to go because in my working experience, if I talk about it for last 15 years almost, so I was always told that, oh, I can work so hard because I'm single. I can actually follow my passion of dancing and painting because I'm not in a relationship or I'm not in a family with children. In fact, I was not even treated right in so many family functions or different gatherings. So they always have a judgment in their eyes, or they are constantly looking at you and thinking, oh no, she's too strong headed, or she's not following something that society has put in place. So I feel we have come a long way, but still there's a long way to go. It's just the tip of the iceberg right now.
Yeah. Sorry to hear, Paridhi, but yes, like you said, we still have a long way to go.
Yeah.
All right. So, generally, according to you, why do people choose to be single?
It's an interesting one again because it varies from people to people. Like every individual can have their own experiences because, uh, like I go to so many different forums and I travel a lot. So the people I've met or my personal experiences, I think it can be due to some childhood trauma that they have gone through, or it can be their past experiences that they were in an abusive relationship, or they were always not treated right, or they were never respected, or in some cases it can be splitting of their parents, or they are not able to meet the like-minded people because some people have got very strong desire to do something in the society or to change the world or to change their home. So I think that the driving factors can vary from person to person, but it's definitely something that our past experiences or our thoughts or ambitions have made us this way.
Oh, okay. Okay. How staying single is different from that of being in a relationship?
Um, I would say that again, it can vary, but I would say being single and sad can be miserable, but at the same time, being in a relationship unhappy can even be more miserable. So I would say it depends in the situation you're in. If you're being single and you're content and you know what you're doing, you're focused on your goals, if you're ambitious, that makes you really happy because you're so focused. And maybe down the line, you'll find someone who's like minded and not threatened by your success or not threatened by your independence. But at the same time, if you're in a relationship and you're constantly being told or you're not respected or you're being treated uh, in a wrong way, that can even be sad. So I think it depends the kind of relationship you have with yourself.
Yes, correct, correct. And again, I think it varies from person to person.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, in what way being single can affect your physical and mental health?
I feel again here that it's up to society who actually made it more difficult, to be honest. Especially if I talk about myself and some of the people around me, we never had any trouble dealing with it on our own. We are content. We know what we are doing. We are self-dependent and independent at the same time. We are able to support our families. We are able to support society and friends and everyone who's in need and based on our capability and ability at that time. But at the same time, the pressure that society puts in you or your family puts in you or your extended families treat you in certain occasions, that is what emotionally impacts us more. So within ourselves, it's fine, but it's a constant pressure and the, I would say, ill-treated behavior in some cases, which is actually degrading our emotional health at times. So in some cases, we feel we are more accepted, and in some cases, we feel that society is not welcoming at all. So it can again vary from situation to situation. But like I said, if people are happy being single and they're content, they can actually overcome it gradually.
Yeah. Ultimately, it all depends on how we take it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, Paridhi, moving forward, here's my next question to you. There's a quote saying, single doesn't mean lonely. So, what's your say on this?
I feel excited about it because this is exactly what I say to everyone. So I've had people who actually come and lecture me and they tell me, oh, it's high time. Don't you think you should find someone? Or they're like, why don't you look for someone? Why don't you go and work on this? Why don't you go and work, put yourself out there? And I always tell them, single doesn't mean lonely. So I'm 100% in favor of it because you can be really happy being single and you can be lonely in a room of 10 people.
Awesome. That's exactly true.
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's move a little deep into your experience. So how has been your personal experience of being single and independent all this while?
I would say thrilling. There were a lot of ups and downs. I fought with my family. So there was a time when my dad was really upset with me. Then it's a constant battle with family. And in some cases, I think I had friends who were like telling me that what I'm doing is not right and it will impact me gradually. But then at the same time, I had few people in my support, and especially my younger sister, who has stood by me at every single situation. Like, no matter what happens, no matter what people say, no matter what my parents say or what others think about it, she has constantly been there for me. So I think having someone who actually trusts you and stand by you, it really helps. But at the same time, I would say that fighting with people and constantly constantly telling them and explaining them can be a bit overwhelming. And then gradually you get a thick skin. So I think I've moved on from there. I'm too busy with my personal life, and I'm quite ambitious, and I do painting and I have a full-time job with the bank, and then dancing. Dancing also I take it to professional level. So I'm quite busy and content and I know what I'm doing. So it doesn't bother me anymore. But there have been times where I had to seek for help because I was finding it really hard.
Sorry to hear again, Paridhi, but I really wish you reach heights in everything that you do, especially of your hobbies.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. So here's my next question to you. What are the benefits of being single and independent on the positive note?
Oh, there are loads. Trust me on that. Like, you're solely responsible for your own happiness and success. You can focus on yourself, and you can focus on helping others and helping society. So you don't have to explain your choices to anybody. If you want to help your parents financially, emotionally, physically, you don't have to explain it to the other person, because in some cases, and I'm not saying the partners are not supportive, but in some cases, the partners are not. And I've been in those situations where suddenly my friends would go away because their partners were not that supportive, or some of the family members were too shy, that, oh, we can't do that, we really want to, but they would shy away from talking about it to their partners. So I think there are perks in terms of you can actually do what you want, and you don't have to constantly explain yourself to the world or the society. But at the same time, you can go and flirt with anyone you want because you're single. That was a joke. But yeah, you can
Awesome.
live your life the way you want.
Yes, yes, exactly. Awesome. So now let's see the other side of the table. What are the drawbacks of being single?
Um, you're constantly being judged and questioned for your choices. Choices in a way, not in terms of what you're doing, but in terms of how you're doing. And people often pity you, like they think you're not happy. They assume you're not happy. And that's how they come and talk to you, thinking, oh, you're in such miserable situation. So that is the worst part I found about it, because they don't try to find out if you're okay. They just assume you're not okay or you're not doing well. And the other bit that I actually learned over the years is people often get confused between being single by choice and being single because of some other external factors. So there can be people who lost their partners, or who got divorced, or who was separated, or things did not turn out well. So that was a situational thing, and people actually overcome from that. But then at the same time, there have been instances where people are actually in that situation by choice because they are comfortable with their own experience, or with their own, journey. So I think there's a difference, but the drawbacks can be a bit overwhelming sometimes, because, like we said, being single is not about being lonely, but actually it can get overwhelming in terms of you have to deal with everything on your own. Even if you are shifting to a new home, that way you do it all. So of course there are friends and people out there, but sometimes it can be like too much. But that too much is fine if you have good friends and good circle.
Yes. Although it's challenging sometimes, ultimately, if we are really happy being single, all that is itself matters.
Yeah, why not?
Great. So, in what way can the single and independent people impact the society as a whole?
First thing, I feel that we can actually teach society and educate people that marital status has got nothing to do with what you are capable of. It should not, you should not be judged in terms of your capability or ability, or about anything else what you can actually do based on what's your marital status or how many kids you have. It has got nothing to do with it, which I often find challenging. And then at the same time, I feel people need to understand happiness and success, they are not linked with your marital status. A girl can be CEO. I think I've heard few wonderful speeches by Priyanka Chopra, and she said the same, that even if you're the CEO but you're single, you're constantly being judged and questioned about it. And People just consider that it's not enough. So it's never enough, no matter how much you do, which is sad to be honest. But at the same time, if society is gradually realizing and there's more acceptance about people's choices, but at the same time, if you think about it, there are a lot of children, and again, it's based on someone's personal experience and personal choice, but there are a lot of children without homes. So if people are deciding to stay single and people are deciding to stay on their own, there are a lot of children without homes who can actually get homes if people are willing to take them.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so Paridi, before we wind up, just one message for our listeners with respect to our today's concept being single and independent.
I would say keep doing what you're doing. Just know what you're doing and don't listen to what people say about you because you are responsible for your happiness. No one else is. If you're struggling, deal with it and seek for help if you need to because you can take help from your friends. You can go for professional help, but don't let it bother you and don't let it impact your um, uh, emotional and I would say physical happiness.
Yeah, we have to trust ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Paridi. Thank you so much for that amazing message. So now it's time for us to move on to our next segment, that is the rapid fire round. Are you ready?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go for it.
Great. So, Paridi, here's my first question to you in the rapid fire round. Single or mingle?
Both.
Oh, good, good. Independent or self-dependent?
Independent.
Great. India or UK?
UK, don't judge.
Okay. Brunch or buffet?
Brunch. I can't eat much.
Okay. Dancing or painting?
Dancing. It gives me a kick.
Great. Instagram or YouTube?
YouTube, because Instagram, I don't like it anymore.
Oh, okay. Why so? Any reason?
They have made Instagram as another TikTok, which I don't like.
Okay, okay. Success or failure?
Failure, because that teaches me more.
Hmm, that's a wise answer. Knowledge or wisdom?
Wisdom.
Great. Public speech or podcast?
Public speech, I know we are here for a podcast, but don't judge.
Okay, okay. So, Pardi, here's my final question to you in the rapid fire round. My most favorite one. Let's see what you're going to say. Giridhar or
Okay,
Paridi?
that's different. Oh, Girdhar, because you invited me here. Absolutely you.
Thank you, Pardi. Thank you so much for not only choosing me, but also for being with us on the show today. And we look forward to having you once again on this podcast in future.
Thank you so much. That would be lovely. I'll look forward to it.
Awesome. Thank you, Pardi. Thank you once again for being with us today.
Cheers. Bye.
All right. So that's it for today, listeners. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll be back next week with another amazing guest. See you.